ino.com and co-creator of MarketClub with your video market update for Tuesday, the 12th of March. So on the seventh day, God finished his work of creation, and so he rested from all his work. So basically, we are the seventh day. We had 7 days of rally. This is the 8th day. I expect to see the market sort of take a rest after its recent gains. You can see right now we're down a little bit on the Dow, on the NASDAQ and the S&P. We could close unchanged. I think that's what we're going to see happen. Just a very quiet market, considering we've just had a huge move up here in the months of January, February, and of course the early parts of March. And certainly since the beginning of the month, we've been on a tear to the upside with 7 straight days up. So let's go right to our portfolio and look at what's going on right now. We still have all of our trade triangles in a positive green mode on the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, so that's a good sign. And the crude oil is beginning to turn around a little bit. We're up today about 83, about almost 1%, and it's come back a little bit from the higher levels of 93.47. And you can see it's really trying to make a turn. I don't think it's an unusual thing for a market to bounce, but we want to watch this red middle intermediate term triangle there. So let's start with the stocks and see what's going on there. S&P, little of a heavy day here. We did actually touch a new high on the move up, but still it's nonetheless, you see all these days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. That's usually, it's a Fibonacci number. It also indicates that we've probably run out of gas. And I think what could happen here is quite simply, when we had the sort of days here, we sort of went up, and then we sort of went sideways for a while, and then we continued up. I think we need to rest this market. We still have 1550 was our target zone, 1550 to 1560. I think we maybe have to regroup here, but I think for the most part, I think the market's done extremely well. So let's go to our next market. And this is the Dow, which has been the leader of the pack, so to speak. And you can see how steadily this has moved up. And providing the Fed continues to pump $4.2 billion into the markets every day, every trading day, the market's going to remain, I think, fairly firm. It would take something out of the blue to turn these markets around at the moment. We have a 14.6 target zone. We got as high as 14,778 today, so 125 points short, 122 points short of that goal. I think we'll reach there. There's a possibility we could even hit 15,000, but that's another broadcast. So let's go to our next market, which is the NASDAQ. NASDAQ heavily influenced by Apple, of course, and you can see that really hasn't had the same bounce as the other markets. Still, it isn't a bull trend, as you can see from our trade triangles, which are right here. And you also may want to take use of our voice activation, which is right here. Let's see if this works. Well, I would guess it would help if I had my sound turned down. We'll do that tomorrow, but you need to have your speakers turned down for that to work. So obviously we don't have it with this broadcast mode because it's just hearing my voice. So let's go to our next market. And that's going to be crude oil. Now, crude oil has actually put in a nice performance here. You see that little turnaround? We talked about this market back when it was moving sideways, and just around here, remember, we talked about this market moving around here. I'll take this 1 second. When it was moving around these levels here, we thought this is an area that was going to find support. Remember, everyone was talking about going to 88, 85 cents, $85 a barrel. Didn't happen. So we've made this turn, and I think I want to do one thing here. Let me just clear this off, and let me go back to the tools that we have on MarketClub, and I want to take the trend line tool, which is right here, and I want to draw a trend line from here. It sort of goes there. Let's try that on a close only. A little bit different on close only. These are very important. So it's still pretty much quite a bit higher than where the market is right now. So I would say we've got some time to wait on this one. So, but nonetheless, this 94 level is very key in my mind. But we see we've gone to a plus 75, the beginning of a trend, not a full trend yet. We've got to wait for this weekly to kick in. That'll determine and accelerate this market. I still think that the crude oil market's in a long-term bull market, and we'll see these markets go higher. So let's go to our next market. This is gold. Gold had a nice pop today. I was on BNN Canadian TV yesterday talking about gold and how I thought I'd see a pop, and we did see a pop today. That was just by chance. We did see that. So let's just put our candlestick charts in. You can see, remember we talked about this market yesterday and how it was just moving sideways, sort of really not going anywhere. and we're just beginning to make that turn. And let's just close that up and go back and take a look at our tools that we have here. Yeah, it looks like it's made the turn here on the MACD. And let me just put into this section here, let me put our Williams percent R indicator, which we like to look at as well. It's easiest to do below chart studies. Click here and just go to the Williams percent R, which is an oscillator that we like to use. So you can see again, the market's very, very just beginning to move up. And if you draw a very tight trend line in here, whoops, there we go. You can see we've actually broken out yesterday, and we could see a recovery, but 1620 is going to be a big number for this market to go through. I don't think it's going to go through there right away, but that's the number we want to watch. But it looks like we've at least for the moment established a base around the 1550, 1560 level and gold. So let's go to our next market. And this is the euro versus the dollar. And as you can see, it's sort of bottomed out. It's finding support around the 130 level. We've been going sideways there. And again, this is, I'm going to put a close only chart on. Just click here for close only. Very simple. And I want to draw another trend line. And we'll go from this high down to about here. That's about a nice 3-point toucher. So certainly 131 is going to be an area of resistance for this market, which is pretty much where the previous high was. So right for the moment, it seems like we're locked in a very tight sort of sideways trading range between the lows here around the 129.50 area and the highs here, which would be the 131 area. So that's pretty much where we're established right now. And unless something changes in Italy and Spain and Europe, the euro, it's likely to stay there for the moment. So let's see what happens with it. Next market, this shot up on our radar screen this morning with our trade triangles. Major trade triangle in here at the monthly at 70.35. It's 68.75 now. You can actually buy this at a better level, but this was a signal that this market's going higher. This is Yum Brands, and if you scope this out, you can see it has been higher, has that double top, of course. That's going to be a big resistance level around 75. But it's come back further than the Fibonacci retracement, which tells me that we may see this market actually improve. But certainly the signal was there today, and we've had some great signals on Yum Brands. Moving to our next market, I found these this morning on our trade triangles section. I'll show you in just a second. So let's scope this in a little bit closer. Let's do 6 months. So you can see here's a signal today in this particular stop, AGNC, which is American Capital Agency, and this is a buy signal. Now, this is the first buy signal we've had since all the way back here, which is back in October of last year. So this is a pretty important one. The other thing I like about this, perhaps more than anything else, is the fact that you do have this sort of base that's being built here. And certainly, if we can see it, I'd like to see it close over these areas right here, which means it may have to do a little more work today or tomorrow. But if it does that, then I think you've got a nice base to push this market up to maybe around the 35 level, 36 area. That would be like a target zone for this market based on this particular energy field and pattern. So let's see how that plays out. But let me show you how I found these stocks this morning using MarketClub, and I think this is what you'll enjoy. So you simply go to Trade Triangles right here, click on here, and what this will do, it'll take you to our page. Now you see a lot of things coming down here because it defaults to equities, volume greater than 100,000, weekly trade triangles. Now I want to look at this based on volume greater than 2 million. These are very liquid shares we want to trade, and also a monthly trade triangle. Now I want to search since today. So I scan, hit the scan, and you can see there's American Capital Agency, AGNC, which we just showed you. Looks like it's going to go up to about the 35, 36 area. Here's Yum Brands, which also hit today. And you can see that because of the yellow trade triangles right here. If you just mouse over them, you can see green monthly at 32.92, and it's 32.99, and a green monthly here at 70.35. It's currently a little lower than that, 68.78. And you can see on the last one that just came in, this wasn't available first thing this morning. So this is happening all during the day. So it's dynamic. It shows you when it happens. So here we are. We look at this stock. There's a red monthly at 20 24.77. It's 24.70 right now. Let's just take a quick look at this stock, because that's all reds. Remember, daily and a monthly kicked in today. That's not a good sign. And you can see the chart right here. So let's take a look and get a feeling for what this market's telling us. So here it is. The monthly kicked in here. And let's just scope this out a little bit, get a bigger picture of where we're looking at. So here it is. And here's the last monthly. So the signals in this stock do not come that often. So here's the one before that. That was on August 2nd of 2011. This is the December 13th of 2000 and must have been 11. Yeah, I think so, 11. And here we are. So the market just took off. Really big move. So from here, this level here, 1940 up to 24.77. Nice trade. Certainly the thing to watch out now for is something we call the Twin Peaks. And the Twin Peaks are like what we're seeing right here. So this would be definitely a concern, and this would be a pivot point. So if we go below this level here, 24, and the high of 28, we could see this market get back down to 20, which takes it back down to these levels right here. So generally speaking, this is something to watch, but certainly these signals don't come that often, particularly with this stock. So you may want to pay particular attention to this market. So, hey, I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, so we'll see you then. Have a great trading day.